We just gonna keep rolling on with this bye week, man. We gonna keep rolling on.
Rolling, rolling,
100.
rolling, keep rolling, 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 rolling.
Man, ain't nobody asked your ass to get into Corey. What's going on, folks? Man, y'all know what time it is.
Hello.
Yeah, it's a Sunday night. And we not doing a post game, man. We just doing a weekly checkup. We didn't do a show Tuesday. So we say, hey, we'll just wait to the end of the week. Just
Yeah.
see what's going on in the division, see what's going on with the chat. And we gonna let y'all run this one, man. And don't go wild with it, cause you get wild, we gonna get wild with y'all, man. But yeah, my bad, I had to mute the TV. I was watching football. But
But
yeah,
the
man.
game already.
No, it ain't on. I was just watching
No.
highlights from earlier game. But yeah, what's going on, good people, man? What's up, chat?
What's
HO,
going on?
what's up, my guy? Robert Blackman, Vontae Neal, Robert Ponder, Silk,
Hello.
what's up, my guy?
Yo, yo, yo.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah.
Shout out
That
to
boy said,
everybody.
"Get you some."
Had to come in here, check the temperature as we normally do. It's just see how y'all feeling about today. Of course, we thought we was going to get just a little bit of help today, Smitty. But of course, being a Falcon fan, it just goes that way sometimes, man. And
Hey,
everybody in the
man.
South, decided they wanted to win today. They want to help the old Falcons out, huh? It's all good.
Hey, man. It's all for good competition, man. Actually, I really don't give a you know what. Because I feel like the Falcons got to make their own way, man. Because, look, if the division getting better, that means you got to step your game up. And that goes for coaching, players, and everybody. But yeah, man, y'all come on in. If y'all can, man, if y'all on Facebook or Twitter, go ahead and share the show, man. We appreciate it. But the Falcons off this week, going into the next Monday night against the Bills, who are about to come on and play the Patriots. So we're gonna get into this a little bit more Tuesday, get into this game a little bit more Tuesday. But the first 4 games of the season, we can't say halfway because it's on a quarter way. But in the chat, man, how do y'all feel about the Falcons
First
so far,
quarter.
man? How do y'all feel about the Falcons so far? And that's offense, defense, special teams, coaching, whatever y'all can come up with. How do y'all feel after game 4, going into game 5 against the Bills in week 6? That's all we need to know.
And
And
why
if
they
we know
doing that? You see what
right, and while y'all doing that, we'll just feed off of y'all. That's gonna be the chat for the night.
But I got
So
some.
go ahead.
No,
Go
I
ahead.
say I got some player stats and everything. We have Michael Penix Jr. with 918 passing yards, 3 passing touchdowns. Bijan Robinson 314 rushing yards. Tyler Algier 2 rushing touchdowns. Receiving yards 270 receiving yards for Bijan Robinson. As far as receiving touchdowns, we got Kyle Pitts with 1. We have Drake London. Also, we got Parker Romo, who has 26 points so far. Jamal Agnew has 126 kick return yards, 29 punt return, interceptions. Leading the way, of course, is Xavier Watts with 2. Jesse Bates, 24 tackles, leading in tackles, 2.5 sacks. Zack Harrison, and of course, all-purpose 584. That belongs to Bijan Robinson. And passing yards, 226 per game. That's 11 overall right now. And rushing yards.
Hey, Joe, what's up, my guy?
Rushing yards was 7th with 136 and a half. As many kicking points, we have 34. Kick return average is 20.8. Punt return 5.8. Points allowed 86 for the Atlanta Falcons. Right now we are 10th overall on third down with 41.8%.
That's a blessing.
Yes. Total yards per game, giving up 362 turnovers. We are 11th, tied for 11th right now. And last is kickoff touchbacks. 15%, but we already know special teams need work anyway, regardless.
Right. But Robert said we're a 500 team, man. I absolutely agree with that. And I'm actually satisfied with that. But I feel like we should be 3-1. But everything happened for a reason. I get it. And Lisa said we got to start stacking wins. Absolutely. Because the division won today. And even the Carolina Panthers and the New Orleans Saints won today, and the Saints
Yes.
and the Panthers came back. So
Yeah.
yeah, this division is far from over, man. As I tell y'all, division games are the hardest, no matter how bad the team may look. We found that out last year. Went to New Orleans, they lost 7 straight. Guess what? They beat us.
They beat us.
So
And
you
then
you
you have
got
the
you got to
Panthers
take that with
this
a
year.
grain of salt. Yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying that you have the Panthers this year, just they go ahead and just smack us. But luckily, we was able to bounce back. We didn't start going into a downward spiral. Then on top of that, we didn't have a quarterback whose shoulder was out of whack as well. So like it's just I'm glad we was able to bounce back. Now we just got to move forward. We got to start stacking wins, just like Miss Lisa said, because this division is far from over. And I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. I'm gonna keep it really real. It pains me to say it, but I gotta keep it real. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are a very good team. They are, man.
But
And
what did I tell you a little while ago though?
they find ways to win.
What did I tell you earlier? You gonna see them in the Super Bowl conversation. And I'm not putting the Falcons down. I'm just
Yeah,
being real because I see what type of talent they have. They have resilience and they have a quarterback with energy that energizes this team. And the Bucks just who they are, man. They got a 35-year-old linebacker that won them the game today. So if you got a you got a way to win a football game, no matter how you do it. I mean, hey, that's all you need. Because at the end of the day, it's about confidence and finding ways to win. Because every game is not going to be pretty. Because Seattle should have never lost that game, but guess what? The Bucks caused pressure, forced a turnover, forced Sam Darnold to make a bad throw. He actually hit out the Buccaneers player helmet and went into Levante David arm, but still, I mean, it wasn't, it came off of pressure. But Craig, I agree. Offense needs to get better with play calling. Zack, with him on the hot sideline should help. But we'll see how that turns out. Because I'm telling y'all, if Zack Robinson can get it together and do what we see him do with the last 3 games, and just stay consistent, the Falcons, it could be the sky's the limit. Because on defense, we only giving up 224 yards a game. That's second in the league. So if that continues to stay around that number, probably 5 to 10 range as far as yards, oh man, look, the Falcons will easily win football games. So all we need to do is just stay consistent.
Yeah, we definitely have to stay consistent, man. I'm moving forward as far as like just with the Buffalo Bills, and of course we're gonna have our preview show on Tuesday. But the thing for me, man, with the Bills, I just really believe that they can be beaten, and you never know what happened tonight. But at the same time, I think that we can take the Bills down. We have to execute. This team has not been able to keep anybody under 100 yards yet. We'll see what happens tonight, but as of yet, this team is the team to run on, and I think we like to run. Am I correct? So I'm really looking at that. I know you still got to go out there and play the game, but this is one game where you definitely can't abandon the run at all moving forward. I think. But
Absolutely, 200%.
yeah, man, it's wild.
Yeah, and as I've been telling y'all, if they lean on the running game like they're supposed to, and chew up clock and let both of these backs go to work, I feel like the Falcons, man, you take that pressure off Michael Penix shoulders, and you see them do it the last game. They took the pressure off his shoulder, they ran the football, and they was effective. So why not stick to that game plan? And yeah, I know people are gonna say, but they looking at film, they know it, they pretty much know what we're gonna do. But if they can't stop it, no matter what they see coming. And you
My
can
thing
always switch
is,
that up. Go ahead.
my thing is, you can know what we're gonna do all day long. You still got to go out there and do your job to try to stop it. If you can't stop what we're doing, then that's just gonna be the reason. Because at the end of the day, this team is still built to run the ball. We have 2 dominant guys that do 2 different things well, but they can come together and they can take down any defense. We've seen it. Like I said, man, these guys, the best team that these guys have played, the Buffalo Bills. I know they've had a couple of division matchups, but it's still been like the best team that they played is the Ravens, and they ran all the ball all over them. It's just the Ravens just lost the game. But I'm
And the
telling you, I'm
Ravens
not
are in
saying that
shape.
we're the Ravens. Yeah, I'm not saying that we're the Ravens or anything, but I'm just saying as far as our run game, I feel like our run game is right up there with anybody. the Lions, the Ravens, whoever. When we are executing properly and giving our guys the ball, who really better than us? You know,
not too many.
That's what I'm saying. You can't say many. You got to at least put them in the top 3. Definitely no more than the top 5. So it's like
8-2. I agree. Next 2 games got to be had. Talk about Buffalo. You talk about San Francisco. Then you talk about Indy. Oh yeah. 2 of those games got to be had. And like I said, before the game, after the game last week, I can see another 6-3 start. But if we do get another 6-3 start, I got a feeling we're on a better path this year, mainly because we just have more talent on defense, and we did more with less last year. So if we doing more with less last year, why should we be saying, we gonna, fall off a cliff again? I don't think that happens 2 years in a row.
And the major upgrade, of course, is on the defensive end from the defensive coordinator. We talked about Jeff Ulbrich. And that's another thing, man. We got to give shots out to really just that defensive staff. Jeff Ulbrich, definitely Nate Ollie, also, even Jerry Gray, because all those guys have been playing major parts on that defense in order for these guys to still be able to keep everything together. Even with the absence of AJ Terrell, you still been able to have at least some competent, some cornerback play. That goes to Jerry Gray, I believe. And then, of course, that defensive line, you're seeing guys generating the pressure. And when, of course, you already know it's not just about, getting close, getting your hands on that quarterback. That's key for this defense, especially being young guys, getting your hand on the quarterback, being able to rattle the other quarterback. I believe that is always going to be a good omen for them. Okay, the game don't start it here now, too.
Yeah. I mean, New England got the ball first, so we'll see what they do. But Zay said Giants isn't a good team. I expected them to lose, but I was still rooting for them. Carolina had a back gain over 200 yards today, and that was true. Man, any given Sunday for real. And it's not the Giants don't have a good team. I just think Brian Daboll, I think his message has gotten stale. I expect him to be fired at least probably by tomorrow, or not, if that, by the bye week. But I don't see the Giants keeping him around much longer, because I think they won the game. They're 1-4, I think. So yeah, it ain't no need to keep him around, man. And it's not all his fault, because the front office has made some very bad decisions. And they think about it. We talk about the Falcons. The Giants have just as much talent that they brought in. They brought in Brian Burns last year. They still have Thibodeau. They still have Dexter Lawrence.
Man, forget all that. They still let Saquon Barkley walk out the door.
Yeah, but see, that's what I said. Front office. So front office make bad moves. That's something they just got to pay for. Go ahead.
Yeah, that would have been Bijan Robinson for the first down. But anyway, I'm just like, man, you just that's why I don't like, watching the games and all that stuff like that, because I just be assuming, and I'd be watching our own team and be like, man, we could attack them just like that. Okay, boom, that's Bijan. He's the better back. We can probably do this, do that. But it make you want to do that though, seriously, because I'm just saying, like, it's not just about watching this game and just scouting them. We gotta figure this out. This is the measuring stick right here. Regardless,
talk about elite team, Buffalo undefeated.
Right.
And if they come into Atlanta undefeated, you win that game, that gives your team a boost of confidence. So it means,
think about this, Smitty. If you can take down Buffalo at home, that can really catapult us until the second quarter, third quarter of the season. Seriously. Just that's momentum.
What I mean. Yeah, mentality. Yeah, it changes your mentality as a whole. I mean, if you beat one of the elite teams, they're gonna put up in your mind, we can go out and do this every Sunday. Why not? But Jerome, I think you have a point to a certain extent, but I feel like our cornerbacks and our defensive line have they worked that very well. I feel like the front seven is making it, taking a lot of pressure out their secondary. Yeah, we give up some plays during the game, but that's any game. That's just the NFL. It's not college football, so you're just not going to shut everybody down completely. But I just feel like, our defenses played great together. Like I said, 224 yards a game. It's not bad. And as I'm looking at it with the wide receivers, once you get everybody back healthy, our wide receivers will be fine. And you have wide receivers on the practice squad that could come in, spot start Chris Blair. David Seals, who we saw last game. So I just think, I just think we'll be fine, man. I just think we just got to trust the coaching.
I hear you, but I can't even lie. I do feel what Jerome is saying as far as like it is a few pieces. We're okay right now, but long term though, we know we have to still make some improvements. I already see it. Cornerback too, definitely. I know people are talking about nose tackle. I don't necessarily think that we're going to go nose tackle, but
JB, what's up, my guy? Go ahead.
I said with cornerback too for sure. So it just
yeah. Zay said all those teams you named Smitty are playing good ball as well. We got to take at least 2 to 3 of the next 3 games. Yeah, I said that, Zay. Yeah, we absolutely do. It's a must. It's absolutely a must. Henry said, I'd rather see the Falcons get hot on the second half of the season, win the close game, now and start cooking later. Absolutely, because it's all about hitting that stride at the right time. You hit that stride at the right time, say like week 14, week 15, and you get that confidence going like a steamroller, ain't no stopping you. Because I'm telling you, what made me believe this was, I think it was 2009, if I'm not mistaken. The New York Giants went on a late season run and ended the season at 9-7, and they ended up winning the Super Bowl as 9-17. So ever since I saw that, I said, man, I don't care what you got going on. If you can just sneak into the playoff with the right momentum, you can beat anybody. And again, if our coaching can hold up and coach like they're supposed to, look, I'm telling you, this team is sky's the limits.
Xavier says, I'm going to be doing some self-scouting tonight in this New England versus Buffalo game. As I believe we're all kind of doing that, but them boys done got after Drake May already. Yeah, I saw that, man. They definitely got them after him because that front, man, that they have a good front seven. They can't really, tackle like that as far as like trying to stop that run game. They're not good at that, but they can get after the quarterback. They generate pressure. They get QB hits as well. So our offensive line will be tested as well. But one thing
they pretty much do the same thing we do. A1, they rotate in and out. And they have a deep rotation. Yeah,
that's what I mean. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
they're gonna be coming after the quarterback regardless. But the thing about it is too, their offensive line can be had as well. It's going to be a good battle. It's really going to be a chess match between both teams, their coaching staffs. That's what it's going to come down to. Who can out-coach who, I believe, at the end of the day. Because we both have things going for ourselves. If you look at the quarterback, of course, since we love Michael Penix, but let's be real, Josh Allen is the better quarterback overall right now. And then, But when you look at that running back core, yeah, they got James Cook, but we still got 2 guys that can be starters in this league, and Bijan and Tyler Algier. So it's like when you start looking at the tail of the takes, honestly, man, and you go all the way down the line, it's not too much that the Bills really have over us, though. We can go out there and attack this team, and if Jeff Ulbrich had this defense humming, if we could possibly even get AJ Terrell back or just get some healthy pieces back, period, and just to run after these guys, man, I'm telling you, we can possibly beat this team, and we're going to be at home. So that means the home crowd, we have to be in our seats. We have to be in the building, man, because them Buffalo fans going to be there. They're going to be there to support this team, especially if they continue and win this game tonight and stay undefeated. They're going to be there regardless, but they're definitely going to be there if they're still undefeated coming into Mercedes-Benz.
Agreed. And Daniel, he said we beat the Bills. I can't. He said I can see a 7-game winning streak, and I'm gonna just say it like this, Daniel. I just take it game by game because everybody prepares different, and we just don't know what we're getting. So I mean, I get how you feel. If we beat Buffalo, then that gives us confidence, and I agree with that. But I'm gonna just take it game by game, and if they win game by game, because like somebody said in the chat, with the way the teams are winning today. Look at Indy. We played them in a couple of weeks. San Francisco, they just had a big win the other night. Jonathan Taylor had 3 touchdowns today. So, I mean, it's just how you prepare for these teams. So I would just say prepare week by week and just trust this coaching staff week by week. Now, if we go on a 7-game winning streak, I wouldn't be surprised because I know we had that kind of talent. But at the same time, I just know it's any given Sunday in the NFL.
Execution, man. You know how tough it is to go on a 7-game winning streak in this league. Not saying it can't be done. I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is, as far as any given Sunday, week after week, I just want to take it game by game. I do love the optimism, but it's just like game by game. Only thing I'm focusing on is this team that's in these white jerseys right now, with the
Right.
silver trim. So it's just like
Right.
just game by game. But I do feel
Shane, what's up, my guy, man? It's been a while, man. Hope you're doing well, man. I haven't seen you in a good little while, man. It's one of my day ones right there, man.
I remember.
Carl said Falcons match up good with Buffalo. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
that's what I'm saying. When you go down the rosters and you just look at position, they don't have that much over us. I mean, the quarterback? But outside of that, man, just like I'm not really afraid of them at all. We just got to execute on our end. We got to get after Josh Allen. Okay, I'm seeing that the Patriots are trying to get after him. They already are drawing penalties and stuff on Buffalo's offensive line. So it's just we're gonna have to do our jobs all the way around.
And if y'all must know, before you go on, Chris, they must know that Baltimore beat themselves that first game. Baltimore had that game won. Derrick Henry fumbled the ball. It just changed the trajectory of the whole game. And speaking of fumble, Josh Allen just fumbled as well. But go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, but man, like you just said, the Ravens beat themselves. Then they played with the Dolphins. They also played the Aints. But man, you look at it, and you go back and even look at that Aints game too, bro. The Aints played the Buffalo Bills so close, and it was on the road. Think about this. The Aints was in Buffalo,
right?
So
it's all about confidence.
That's what I'm saying. But my point is, you mean to tell me we can't replicate that?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That's what I'm saying, and that's why I feel so comfortable and confident. Should I say not comfortable, but I'm confident because in this team, because I believe if we execute, we can keep Josh Allen on the sideline. Buffalo is not invincible. You just seen, like you said, they fumbled. Patriots onto it. If we can cause some turnovers, it's going to go down for us in a good way. And of course,
absolutely.
It really is, man. But what else are you guys thinking about though, as far as saying the chat, guys? What else you guys are you?
I give them one.
Okay, give them one.
Y'all give me y'all thoughts on Michael Penix, the first 4 games of the year. Just honest opinion. You can be critical, you can be biased. It don't matter, because I'm gonna just tell y'all how I feel about it. I feel like he's done. Well, I feel like he's done okay, but there's room for improvement as far as reading coverages, as far as checkdowns, as far as going through progression. He still has ways to go. So I feel like he's done above average job, and I feel like if he keeps growing, he'll be okay by the time the season is over.
No, I feel that. My thoughts about Michael Penix Jr. I feel like honestly, just the offensive coordinator has to continue to put him in the best situations. I think Michael Penix has to continue to just play his game, focus on his throws, just continue to get better at his throws, pocket presence, I believe was stronger last game. Just can be consistent with it, planting your feet, being able to set your feet. Don't be back there with the happy feet, as they like to call it. And, accuracy looks pretty good to me overall. Of course, I know there's a couple of footballs he would like to have back. But overall, I feel like, the accuracy is coming along. This is like he hasn't even played 10 games yet. You think about that, too. There's so many other guys that have so much more experience than Michael Penix Jr., too. So he is building. He's still creating his way and finding his way. So I feel like we can't be too critical on him. I feel like that's unfair. He is still coming along. And that's what it boils down to. He is a guy who is essentially a second-year guy who is essentially in his rookie season, full-time starter now, going to be seeing defense after defense, week after week. So he's going to continue to grow. Think about it. It's going to be some things that he's going to see in week 16 that he's going to be like, oh, I remember this from week 3. Oh, I remember this from week 7. or just there things going to, even though people are going to have film on him, he's going to have film on other teams as well. So,
Right.
and with him being able to dissect, I think overall he's going to continue to get better and better on reading those coverages, on reading those check downs, on not staring down the receiver, anything like that. It's going to be anticipation. I'm expecting more of a timing, anticipating throws type Michael Penix like we see in the last game, not necessarily like what we saw in the Panthers game.
Yeah. And Mike said I would like to see Mike Penix develop long enough. His clock is really fast in his head and getting rid of the ball, and that's absolutely correct. That's mind blowing how quick he processes things. But he still need to process and go through progressions a little bit better. If he does that, then it's not all his fault because the scheming with Zack Robinson, then the coaching, they fire I hear you. So I guess he was a problem since Drake London and the guys showed up last week. So I guess he was a problem. I guess it was just something I didn't see. But yeah, his clock in his brain is it's extra fast. He processes well, but that's got to translate as far as him going through progressions a little bit better. Now, when he can do that, I think he'll be much better.
Yeah, because that interception that he had against the Commanders, he didn't have to do that.
Right.
I know he wish he had that one back. Pretty sure the one against probably both of the ones against the Panthers, he wanted those back. But you can't look backwards. You got to look forward. Just take it. Don't necessarily forget about it. Take it and learn from it, so you can be able to counter when they try to hit you with it again. Like I said, he'll see it again come week 7, when week 16, week 15 is going to be something that happened back in the early part of the year that he's going to see again. He's going to recognize it because I believe he has the intelligence and the capability and the awareness to be able to do all those things, man. So I'm feeling good about Michael Penix in the first 4 games. Again, you think about the competition that we faced too, division matchup against the Bucks. Now, so we also have, of course, these Bills coming up. Then you had the Panthers, even though I know that was a game to forget. But regardless, he's still getting his reps and experience, and it's week to week. That's what you're going to love about it because we're going to see the wherewithal with him.
Right.
We're going to see what it all is going to be boiled down to.
Big Bro said to beat the Bills, we will take it. What we've been doing on defense and offense, we play calling got to be on point. That's 200% correct. That's 200% correct. Zay said my evaluation of MPJ very similar to the Smitty. He's had good moments in the first few starts of his career. He has to clean up a few mechanics and just trust what he sees. And that's absolutely correct because I feel like if he was farther along with going through progression, he would have never threw that in pick 6. I just think he was panicking, and he didn't even get to set his feet. So once he gets comfortable with doing that and just working in the pocket like he's supposed to, we won't see these type of mistakes, and hopefully that gets better sooner than later. Because as the season goes on, it's going to be more crucial with as far as mindset, how you starting to view things. And if he has the right confidence, like this, like going into week 10 and 11, it's different from the confidence he has going into week 6 because it would have grown to the point where he, is confident in what he sees on the field. So if he does that and goes to his progression the right way, he's going to become a better quarterback, and then we'll see exactly what type of talent we have. And I think we have that type of talent. So yeah, we'll see, man. But yeah, Shane said I think he's doing okay, but the offensive coordinator is killing him with some of the play calling. Yeah, absolutely. 200%. Go ahead.
300% to be honest, because that was, bro. I mean, we seen it clear as day. Michael Penix being frustrated, not being able to get the call. So some of this stuff is being so predictable. We already know that. So, but now, and my thing is, even though we were predictable, we changed up a few things, but we still remained the same. As far as us against the Commanders, we were just able to stretch the field and do things just a little bit differently, but the play calls were still similar and still the same, though.
Right.
And moving forward, I just need the offensive coordinator Zack Robinson to continue to let this offense evolve with Michael Penix. Understand that Michael Penix is a special talent. And you can't always, just because he's a young guy, so always try to restrain him with certain plays and everything. You got to let him take his lumps because that's how he's going to learn too. And
Yeah.
then just
You
like how
can't
he's
tolerate
learning
it.
right now. Yeah, in the
Right.
pocket. You think about it from just in that little short span from week 3 to week 4. It looked like two totally different guys. But that comes with the experience. He had to take his lump, and and he took it well because look how he responded in a big game at home that you had to have because you could not go 1-3 at all.
But think about this though, A1. And this is why I don't understand why. And this is a good point by Ski. He said he needs to start throwing bullets and put air up under the football. That's absolutely true.
Man, we've been talking about that.
But what they have to do, if they're so confident in what they're building with this offense, and they know he ran this offense in college, why not try to unleash him the best you can? If you open up the playbook to the point that you see he can make certain plays, every week you should try to build on that. It seems like first week they tried to open up playbook just a little bit, but didn't work. End up losing. Going the second week against Minnesota, they opened it up a little bit, but they predicated more on the run, which they should have been doing. And then the third week, when they opened up the playbook, no consistency. You calling most of the pass play. He threw the ball 45 times, I think. 42 times.
Can you even consider that even open up the playbook? We was running some of the same plays over and over all the way down the field.
Yeah, that's true.
So much so that we were so predictable that guys just start sitting down on the routes. Yeah. So it's just like, again, like even in week 4, I mean, regardless, you had to do what you had to do. And we didn't play against Jaden Daniels. We played against Marcus Mariota. But at the end of the day, you still got to go out there and play who you're going to play. And I was just so happy that we was able to take care of business against, a playoff caliber type team like the Commanders, because we already know in the past, we guys would roll out of bed and beat us. Salute.
Appreciate you, bro. Have a good night, my brother.
Yes, sir. But yeah, man. Yeah, so
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, so I'm glad that at least the Falcons were able to still, come in and win that big game, because again, you cannot go 1-3. And honestly, I don't think you can go 2-3 right now either. So that's why I'm saying you gotta have this Buffalo game. I know it's a long shot to a lot of people, but if we execute, y'all, Buffalo can be going down. Seriously. But of course, everything got to work together. Offensive coordinator, quarterback. The quarterback's going to be so important. The quarterback position is going to be so important moving forward for the Atlanta Falcons, because we go as far as Michael Penix can take us. Seriously, like no matter what he's doing, like we go as far as like he can take us, because eventually it's going to become games to where Bijan and Tyler are not going to be able to, and it's going to be some times to where Michael Penix is going to have to do it. Similar to how it was toward the end of that Tampa Bay Buccaneers game, to where he had to take matters in his own hands. But I know some of that had to do with the play calling as well. I get it, but I'm just saying, like, as far as just being in that moment and going to go get it, it's going to be times where that's going to have to happen again. Is he going to be mature enough to be able to make the throw, to be able to have air under the throw instead of bullet passing it, to be able to make the right decisions, to be able to read, to do the progressions, stand in the pocket, even though the pressure and the pocket is collapsing? Will he be able to do all these things? Those are the things we're going to be waiting to see. I believe in him, but again, of course, you still got to go play the game.
Now, another question. This offense as well. I'm going to stay on offense one more time. Bijan, offensive player of the month.
Mm-hmm.
I think he had 500 or something.
584.
Already from scrimmage. So should the Falcons lean more on Bijan and trust him, or should they just lean more on the running game, period? Because let's be real. 2 out of the 4 games, Tyler has played really well when they leaned on the run. Should this be a formula going forward? Because like Daniel said, we need to keep it smash mouth, run it, get the defensive line tired. When we have 2 madmen blocked back there, our O-line is better when we run, and that's absolutely true, Daniel. I've been saying that for God knows how long. When you run the ball effectively and it opens up everything, it opens up the play action, it opens up the no huddle, anything that you could think of. But the thing is, can they do it outside of the pistol? That is the key question. Because even though I know they can run out of the pistol, if they start put him on the center and getting Bijan closer to the line of scrimmage, I feel like those run lane, he'll hit those run lane just a little bit faster, and we can see a lot more big runs. But do y'all think they just lean on the run game a little bit more the rest of the season? I think they absolutely should.
I think they're going to lean on the run game more often because, again, it's going to not only open up everything that you want to run for the passing game, it's going to, of course, take pressure off of your young quarterback. It's going to allow him to come on as he at his own pace, if you will. And you have those guys. I think you should lean on the run game, period. Not necessarily just Bijan. I know Bijan is going to get used regardless anyway, but you can't forget about Tyler Algier. You think about the 2 games that we have won. Tyler Algier has been productive in both. And, and just the run game period has been productive in both of the games that we've won. It's always just been under, and then Bijan Robinson, anything over 75 yards so far, the Falcons have been successful. Anything under it, that he just has not. But again, Tyler Algier can't have any more games this season where he only has 1 carry, period. That's just malpractice. I feel like as an offensive coordinator, because you have these dual backs that can go out and do different things, can go get you yards. You have one guy who doesn't want to be tackled, and I only say that because he's trying to get down the field, as in Bijan Robinson. He's going to make you miss. He's going to make you miss in space. There's no way you're going to be able to get him one-on-one. I get that, but Tyler Algier, he wants all the smoke. Yeah, come on and touch him because he's going to touch you back, and then I promise you, you're not going to want to see that in the fourth quarter. 2-5 coming at you, freight trainer. I mean, just look at him at that 15-yard run. Homeboy thought he was going to tackle Tyler Algier until he ended up as a stain on the football field. So that's what I'm saying. You can't get away from those guys, man.
Right. Run. JT, that's what I've been saying for the last 2 years. Run the ball and wear down the defense. If they do that against a Buffalo team that's aggressive, you're going to push them off the line and put them on their heels. And if you do that, you can see more Bijan in the pass game. You can see more Kyle Pitts. And shout out to Kyle Pitts, man. Yeah, Kyle Pitts is slowly finding his way back to 2021. And you love to see it, man, because even I myself, I've talked about a trade. Even though I probably knew deep down inside it wasn't going to happen. But the way that things are going right now, if he just continues, I can see them franchise tagging him next year, as I've been saying. Franchise tagging him and then try to make him do it one more season. Because you got to remember, Kyle is still only, 24 years old, 23, 24, so he's young. He still has a ways to go. So, yeah, I mean, if he keeps going, I can only see him getting better and better. And getting back to 2021, Kyle, that's going to help Michael Penix a whole lot. Why? Because he has the arm talent to get him the football, no matter if it's in the seam or no matter if it's running down the sideline between the numbers, outside the numbers. But I just feel like Kyle, he's been doing his thing, man. I just hope he just keeps getting better.
He's been the most consistent wide receiver we've had in the first 4 weeks. I mean, again, even when Drake, went down, it was still Kyle Pitts. You think about every game that you involve Kyle Pitts in, he's been productive. So, I give him a shout out, and I'm with you when you're right. And right now, Kyle Pitts has been right. Yeah, I just wanted to let that one sit right there. I hope everybody saw that because I'm telling you, those guys cannot stop the run. They have yet to hold a team under 100 yards rushing so far. So we're gonna see what tonight.
That's just like we were talking about Washington last week. How we were supposed to take advantage of them not being able to, stop the pass. They were giving up. They were in the bottom 2. I think they were 31st against the pass last week, and we took advantage of it. So we have to take advantage of Buffalo, going in again. So we'll see. Appreciate you, Ben. Appreciate you,
family.
But yeah, let's flip it over to the defense, man. Before we let's flip it to the defense. And we got to start with Xavier Watts, man. And I told y'all during the draft, during the draft process, draft night, I said, man, we just got a 3rd first-round pick. And if you look at his numbers, 22 tackles, 4 pass defense, 2 interceptions. I told y'all, the Falcons had a beast with that kid, man. And he's only going to get better, and he's learning from Jesse Bates, one of the best in the game. So My
He's gonna be.
question to y'all. My question to y'all. How can he get better and how much more could the Falcons use him? I just want to know y'all thoughts on that because I just feel like they still can use him in multitude of ways. You got to remember he plays special teams too. So he's out there on special teams. So how do you think the Falcons utilize this kid, to get the most out of him?
Oh man, I think eventually, depending on what happens, since you have DeMarco Hellams back there, you possibly could see maybe a formation where Hellams is out there, and maybe you have Watts blitzing as a blitzing safety. Maybe you see something like that where he starts blitzing. I mean, he has the capability, I believe. I think he's just all around athlete. So it wouldn't surprise me, a guy that's played multiple positions. I wouldn't be surprised if, hey, man, he may start, seeing him on the blitz.
That's what I would love to see, man. You see him for Billy Bowman in a couple of games, but I would like to see Xavier Watt do more blitzing, man, because I feel like if you have a lot more 3 safety looks on defense and you can use him as a blitzer, by him being a former linebacker, he knows how to take the right angle. He knows how to read the quarterback's eyes going at the quarterback, because guess what? If he gets close to the quarterback, he jumps, tips the pass. Hey, we talking turnover. So he has a high.
He may take it right out there. You never know.
He has a high IQ, and I would love to see him take advantage of that. But Jaden, prayers up to you, man. I'm glad to see your mom doing better, man. I'm glad she's recovering, man, and God bless her, man. Hope she recovers fully and very soon.
Yes, sir. Prayers.
Yes, he did. He missed a while. He missed that pass, but it was a little bit. It was a little bit underthrown. I'm gonna get rid of it.
It was I look at that pass as I feel like Drake May was just trying to make sure he got it around the defender, and he kind of caused like an errant throw. But you already know, if you ask Diggs, he say, I should have had that because it hit me in the hands. So you already know how that goes too.
Yeah, Helms can't cover, but at the same time, if you getting pressure on the quarterback, I feel like you don't have to put as much, into covering. I feel like if you just keep him in front of you, you'll be fine.
Yeah,
and I agree with that.
Definitely understand. That's why I say, like, maybe depending on what happens, man, if you want to have Helms out there and you want to send him on the blitz and Watts on the blitz, maybe you could do that. Again, you are taking that risk, of course, but it's not. I still feel like it's still worth a try. Worth a shot, just to see what you're able to do on defense. You can start doing some things, man. We got some athletes out here. My goodness, Kincaid.
I got a crazy question, and I know we know the answer to this. But what's been going on with Divine Diablo and the way Caden Ellis, how they've been using him inside and outside? Is there a spot for Troy Anderson to come back to, or he just strictly special?
I think you got to special team him. I think you have to special team him just to ramp him up before you can even talk about taking anybody's job or even competing for it. The man hasn't been playing football. You have special teams. If you're going to bring him on the team and put him on the 53, the best place for him to start out is special teams. Because think about it. If something happens on special teams and he can't stay healthy during that, then there's definitely no point in putting him on the field for a defensive scheme. Special teams to see what's going on first.
Mike said, how do you see Jesse in this defensive scheme we're playing? It is the scheme we're playing. Seems like Watt and Jesse have traded places. And the reason why it may seem like that, Mike, I just think they just going to attack the rookie more. That's all it is. When you have a young guy like that, and they're not going to show you that they're scared of him. They're going to keep attacking till he showed them that he just stop them, and that's what he's been doing. So, as we go along in the season, they're going to stop attacking him and try to go back to Jesse's side. And what they're going to do then, they're going to probably throw the ball, in front of those two guys, because if they throw it over right into those guys or try to throw it over those guys while they're helping over the top, they might get intercepted. So this is a good thing. So if you keep throwing at him, he keeps growing and keeps learning. That's a good thing. You just got to roll with it, man. So it's a good thing. And they trade places to a certain extent, but you got to remember, Jesse is teaching Xavier everything he knows. Because I'm telling y'all, don't be surprised Jesse Bates last year in Atlanta is next year. Because if
Mm,
they, hey, look, if they get it Xavier Watts where he needs to be, he takes over for Jesse. Guess what? They go out and find another safety in the draft to play on the side of him, or who knows? They could get a veteran free agent that could come in and play alongside him at a cheaper price. So we'll just see how it turns out. But it's just basically they're just attacking the young guy. But that's going to change.
Yeah, and just even to this comment, well, where did it just go? Oh, okay, here we go. Yeah,
Okay.
and then so what Ski was saying, people writing off Jalen Walker, but Jalen is doing better than JPJ. Honestly, I feel like that's to be expected. I mean, well, let me take that back. Not expected, but by the masses. But honestly, for me, Jalen Walker is the more complete player. He can do more things, and
Absolutely. 200%.
that's why, like, it was such a hassle in that war room for the Falcons. They like, man, who should we take? Jalen Walker is still there, but they ultimately still end up going with Walker because he is overall the better player, I think, because he can do
He's the
more
better
things.
athlete. He's more
He's the
versatile.
better. Yes, JPJ, he goes straight after the quarterback. You're not dropping JPJ in coverage. You're not telling him to be the spy. You're not going to tell him to kick out to the flat. But Jalen Walker, you can tell him to do all three of those things and still go after the quarterback. So
And
yes,
see,
you know,
I agree with that 100%. And see, this is why I try to tell y'all when you try to measure JPJ and you try to measure Jalen Walker, you got to measure them different. And just like A1 said, it goes back to what I said earlier. JPJ is the one that's going to have the most sacks. Jalen Walker is the one that's going to make the most plays. Why? Because just like somebody said in the chat, and I read it, you're going to use him as a spy, you're going to use him as an edge, or you're going to use him as a middle linebacker in coverage against one of these versatile tight ends. So when you have a player like that, you can probably expect more tackles, but you can't expect more sacks. You can probably expect more forced fumbles or more passing defense, but you're not going to expect more sacks because sacks are going at the quarterback, and sometimes he's going to be, coming away from the quarterback, and that's just the way it's going to be. And they drafted him to be versatile like that. And as I told y'all, we got these mobile quarterbacks. Monday night is going to be the perfect example. And I'm looking at New England right now. They got somebody flying Josh Allen.
I don't know. I'm sorry, bro. I don't know what the heck Drake May is looking at.
Piss poor coaching. Piss poor coaching. Yeah, that's all it is. Drake May.
There's been
Drake May has
already where he's had a guy open if he anticipates the throw, and it just is not there.
Not learning, poor coaching, not learning in the film room. That's what it boils down to. All the things that you see going into game day is shit you done seen on film already to prepare for the team. If you're not picking it up in the film room and the coach is not helping you pick it up in the film room correctly, oh yeah, you're gonna have problems on Sundays because nowhere in the world that pass should have been. I know you say he threw it behind the defender, but he's got to get that ball out faster.
Oh yeah, of course, the mental clock,
Yeah,
and but my thing is, bro, looking at the game, I'm telling you, all these things that we're seeing Drake May do, Michael Penix can do. Like as far as like he can get the ball out quick. I feel like as far as like that throw, he had Stephon Diggs open for a first down. All Diggs should have been doing was turning around and catching the football. But then next thing you know, he rolling out and trying to extend the play, and then don't get nothing. I'm just like, bro, you had the man already. You had him already. It just, again, Michael Penix, I believe, is going, man, he should be watching this game himself and just looking like, oh, I could have had him. Boom, that's Drake. Boom, that's Ray Ray. Boom, that's KP.
Yeah, but the thing with that though, they're going to prepare totally different.
Of course, they have to.
Because, he has a stronger arm. He can use his legs. He's a little bit faster than Drake May. Well, not a little bit. Yeah, he's a lot faster than Drake May. So it's like they got to prepare for a mobile quarterback who to a lot is immobile because he really doesn't like to use his legs, but he can if he needs to. But Ski says nobody believed me when I said JB3 will be a free agent. I really wanted to let Drake London go. He really isn't a wide receiver one, just our wide receiver one. And I agree with that because as I told y'all, man, wide receiver come a dime a dozen. If we seen Harry Douglas, no offense to Harry, we seen Harry Douglas get 1,000 yards. We've seen Kendrick Bourne, who went off the other night. He had 1,000-yard season. So wide receiver is position that you can bring somebody in, a rookie, and if they're willing enough to learn, get coached the right way, they can put up 1,000 yards. Because guess what? Guess what? Just think about this. Patrick Mahomes had Tyreek Hill the first 5 years of his career. And Tyreek went to Miami. Well, I think 5 or 6 years, but the last 2 years he's been in Miami. But just think about it. His leading target has been a tight end. Why can't Kyle Pitts be that guy with Michael Penix? See, the thing about it, when you have a guy that can take over a game like a Michael Penix,
it's scheme though too, bro. Like it's scheme and weapons. Because you think about their weapons over there with KC. It's Kyle Pitts. Sorry, Travis Kelce has been like the best receiver over there. It's been a revolving door of wide receivers, and just when they think they got their guy, Rashid Rice, boom, suspension, 6 games. So it's just like, and now they're dealing with Hollywood Brown, who's been off and on. Xavier Worthy right now. Right now he's dealing with the shoulder still that happened with Travis Kelce and an ankle right now.
I'm glad you saying that because that goes right back to my point. Tyquan Thornton was a former, I think, 2nd or 3rd round receiver. I think he was in New England actually. Guess what? He's become the leading receiver for the Bills the last 3 games, and he's a 2nd round receiver. And I think he was cut by the New England Patriots because they didn't think he had it. But that's what I'm telling y'all. When you come in with the type of scheme and it fits what you like to do, it's go time. You can say that $30 million. And Tony Wright, I agree. Mike Vrabel is an excellent coach, absolutely. But this goes back to why I would not be looking for AJ Brown. I do not want that drama on my team. See, he's hurting it for himself.
Bro,
he's hurting himself. And another perfect example, Chris. Another perfect example. Chris Godwin. Chris Godwin has been a lifelong number 2 guy, and he's been fine with it. He's been productive. So if you can go out and find
back in a minute too, that's a crazy thing.
Yeah,
they have been winning games without him. But I know Worthy been back though, Ski. It's just that they got him listed on the injury report as of right now as questionable with the ankle and with still dealing with that shoulder. So that's all I'm thinking I was saying. But I know he did have a big game though. He did.
And think about it too, Chris. Look at Ibuka, what he's doing in Tampa. I think he had 160-some yard receiving today. A rookie.
That guy's different.
So when you look at that, man, if you can go in the draft and find one of those guys I would say the 2nd round, because the Falcons don't have a first. Imagine you find a guy that productive in the 2nd round. You gonna give Drake London $30 million? No, you're not. And you would probably pay Kyle Pitts at that point because guess what? He's not going to be $30 million. He's not going to be $27 million. And he might be not even be $20 million. So these are the type of decisions that you have to make. So I would not waste money on the receiver, man. That's just me. That's just my opinion.
I'm real with you though. In my mind, there's only 2 guys who are as long as they remain productive. There's only two guys that are really like a lock to actually get paid on this team, and they're both on offense. Bijan Robinson and Michael Pickens.
Yep. That's it. Everybody else is obsolete. Just keep it real with y'all. And we not saying that they shouldn't. They will not sign him because they might give him a contract. But I'm telling you, to me, it would be a waste of money because if you have a quarterback in place that can use any receiver that you put in front of him, why you need to pay $30 million for a receiver? Make it make sense. I just want to know. There's no shot to Drake London because he's an excellent receiver. But we talking number 1 guy. We talking about Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb. We can go on and really CeeDee is not really a number 1. I like George Pickens better than I like CeeDee Lamb. I said
I ain't gonna lie to you, man. For me, I like George Pickens more than CeeDee Lamb too. But I ain't gonna lie to you though, bro. I can't do
Chris,
like
let's keep it real.
Number 1, bro.
Let's keep it real though.
Okay, real quick about CD. Would you take CD over Drake London? Healthy CD Lamb, healthy Drake London.
Only because of speed and route running. I feel like his route running is is superior.
Just saying.
Yeah, I would. And let's be real. If not for that knee injury what George Pickens had, he was a top 10 pick. The only reason and his antics. If he didn't have those antics on the field, that knee injury during the draft process, he's a top 10 receiver. We probably would have took George Pickens instead of Drake London.
I'm about to say we take him if he didn't have the antics, because you know how the Falcons feel about certain people with antics prior, you know, so you know how they feel about people with antics. You know, they don't not a whole lot of guys, you know, are gonna get on this team that have like issues and stuff like that and getting into it, fights, you know, all that stuff like that. But
yeah,
I'm telling you, like regardless, I think if he didn't have that going on, even with the knee issue, we probably still take George Pickens.
Absolutely. I agree with that.
Outside of like maybe Garrett Wilson, you can make an argument for him. But George Pickens to me was like the best talent as far as like all around the wide receiver. And you can see it. You see it in Pittsburgh when he gets the ball, he does special things. He's doing the same thing in Dallas, and he
can't keep his head on straight.
And he's doing the same things in Dallas now, and he doesn't even have the other guy to take pressure off of him and CD Lamb right now. You have him being the number one, and he's still out there going out there balling. I know they played the Jets today, but it's not just today. It's been like really like all season. Like Pickens is balling.
And they traded for him, man. It's just a 1-year rental because they're not going to be able to afford George Pickens. Nah, he might not get $30 million, but he's going to get about 20 to 25 because people know what his potential is.
Mm-hmm.
If you know what that potential is and you can see it, why not go for it? What's up? Who that sports? What's good, my guy? What's good? Hey, we got the link. We got the link up, man, for the Saints games.
Facts,
you know, hit me up on Twitter, man, at fatboysnell_21, and we can link up for the Saints preview. Yeah, we'd love to do that, man.
Look at this here.
Go ahead, my bad. Go back.
It said, do you think we should grab George Pickens? I seen your video, Smitty, about getting Pickens. Yeah, Smitty did make an old video about Pickens, man, beforehand.
Hey, I'm telling you,
honestly, it may be time to fire it back up, but honestly, we'll see, man. We gotta wait until we get to the end of the season. I don't even know if the Falcons even have Pickens or a player like him on their radar. Because again, you can go into like the whole argument started about getting a wide receiver is dime a dozen type. You can draft a guy possibly in the second or third round, you know, so to come in and
hey, Chris,
you have guys.
I will give you a better option, and it's a former Falcon. I will give y'all a better option, and I'm getting hyped up to do a video on wide receiver.
Better option than George Pickens.
No, I'm gonna tell you why I feel the way I feel about receivers. If you go back 1994, this guy named Terrence Matthews was on the Jets the first 3 years of his career.
My guy.
Mainly as he can tell you this, mainly as a return guy. He did get some catches, but he was mainly a special teams guy, returning kicks. When he got to Atlanta his very first season, he had 1,000 yards, he had 100 catches, and he made the Pro Bowl. And he did not cost a lot of money. So this is why I tell y'all, if you go out and find somebody determined to learn, determined to be, successful in this league, you don't need to pay them no $30 million, $25-30 million. They're gonna be who they're gonna be. Yeah, they might get that contract, after the first, 4 or 5 years, but by then, you will know exactly where you stand with them with cap space. Because think about it, if they want too much money after that first contract, guess what? Same thing. Just keep revolving door. Just keep revolving door. So yeah, that's just how I always seen it.
Yeah, man. I totally believe in what he's saying. Pickens gonna want top 5 money. Pickens can want what he wants, but I don't think he.
Yeah, but the production ain't gonna be there. Let's keep it real.
I don't think he's gonna get top 5 money. I think he'll get top 10 money, but top 5, that's a stretch unless teams just want to overpay. Okay, I tell you what, George Pickens would have to have well over 1,000 yards and but I thought he had fumbled, but well over 1,000 yards, and we're talking about what 10 plus touchdowns. It said George Pickens beat what I call an overrated cornerback in Sauce Gardner. Gardner grabs and holds like Tony Baker, and a lot of what he does, he is not as good as people think he is.
Right.
Gotcha. Yeah, man. Now I understand what he's saying, man. Yeah,
No
Sauce
doubt,
is
man. I hit my man up and I see what he want to do, man. But we definitely can do that, man. Me, you, him, and Chris, and you can find 2 more people, and we can definitely make it a round table. Absolutely,
oh yeah, let's
absolutely.
do it.
We'll have a blast, man. We'll have a blast.
Shout out to E-Man, man. I was on a podcast with him the other night. Me, him, Low, and T Will, man. We was just chopping it up and getting it in, man. It was a good podcast, man. Great stuff.
Tony Wright said the Falcons have an explosive receiver on their practice squad, Nick Nash. If he gets a chance with a ball, and see, that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. And see, that's what I'm saying. If they develop him like they're supposed to develop him, they won't have to worry about paying Drake London all that money. Because guess what? You can use that money to go towards something else. You got to pay Bijan, you got to pay Kyle. You just got to pick and choose. Just like we made that mistake with Julio, Matt, and Deion Jones, we can't make that mistake again. Those 3 players took up an enormous amount of cap space and left us futile in a lot of positions and had us very bad on defense in certain positions. So you can't make that mistake again. And that's the reason why I'm saying this. Yeah, you can pay Kyle Pitts, but if you pay Kyle Pitts, you're going to pay Drake London 25, 30 million too. I just don't see it.
Yeah, I still believe even with Nick Nash, we need somebody with that extra gear. Somebody with like, you know, who really have those fast twitch muscles.
Yeah, to run after the catch is the key with a wide receiver. That's what you need.
Yeah, I need somebody who is still explosive, because I don't think Nick Nash is still the explosive guy that we're looking for.
I think he's a more possession guy.
Yeah, like I can't say that he's explosive necessarily, but I think we do need like somebody like with that explosiveness to them, though. Seriously, like great route running and have some explosibility. You know, yeah, I think that'd be good, man. Regardless, I think we're going into the draft. We're looking for a while, or not just the draft. I think we're going into the offseason possibly looking at wide receivers anyway. Like, even though we do have like some guys, I think we're still going to kick some tires and try to make some phone calls to see who possibly may be available. We'll talk to some agents.
I think we can see that at the trade deadline, Chris. I think we can see that at the trade deadline.
It all depends on what our record is, for sure.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't think that's 100% yet. Still too early. Still only the first quarter. I thought you were saying to get Odell Beckham. Boy,
he's an Odell Beckham type.
Lord have mercy. I was about to say 404. Come on now. yeah. But yeah, Odell Beckham type. But yeah, the thing about it is, even with Odell, man, Odell had some explosibility to him. He wasn't necessarily like the fastest receiver, but he was explosive. That was crazy. Like, if you think about it and look at him, he wasn't necessarily like a Tyreek Hill or shoot, man, who else? Or even a Brian Thomas for Jacksonville right now. But he could get open. He was a good route runner. He had great hands. I still think Jarvis Landry was the better receiver between the two.
I think Trevor Lawrence is going to be the downfall of Brian Thomas, because he's not doing that kid no justice, man.
Brian Thomas is a baller. I'm telling you.
I got him in my fantasy league, man. He ain't done nothing. And that's because of Trevor Lawrence.
Brian Thomas before when he was coming out of LSU.
Yeah, you did.
That kid is talented, but Trevor Lawrence, man. When they drafted him, I was like, ooh, he down there with Trevor. And Trevor, man, I want to pull for him so bad, man. He's a Georgia kid. He had a good, high school and collegiate career, but it just has not been panning out down there in Jacksonville overall.
Nah, to me, and I'm going to just say it, and I say it as I can, to me, Trevor Lawrence has been a bust. Because, what has he done? When they made the playoffs, he wasn't the reason. It was that defense, it was that run game. It wasn't Trevor Lawrence. Can he really carry a team? I would say no.
Doggone.
But yeah, man. But Tony Wright, this is my point, man. Tony say you hate to see it, but the bad free agent signing Gray Jerry has done absolutely nothing in Chicago. I watched him. He gets stymied on double teams, and when he's single man, he stopped. When people are mad at me, when I said it was time to move on from Grady Jarrett, it was a problem. But like I said, you can't fall in love with players because at the end of the day, it's a business. And when it's a business, you got to do the business type thing and move on because we all know Grady Jarrett wasn't worth 17 million no more. Let's keep it honest. And he didn't want to take a pay cut. They probably pay what, about 8 to 9 million, which is fair for a guy that's on the backside of his career. And you saw that knee injury that slowed him up even more. So look,
I'm just saying, guys. Like I just remember seeing Grady still limping off the field last year, and I was just like, this man is not healthy, and I don't see it getting no better. Then for that price tag, no sir. Like Grady got his money, his 28 guaranteed, regardless. They can't take it from him. I'm just so glad the Falcons aren't the team that gave it to him. I'm so glad because that just would have been another bad signing. And think about it. It would have been making us feel similar to how it was with Deion Jones, Matt Ryan, and Julio Jones taking up more than 38% of the cap.
Absolutely. Iceman said, you think we bring back Calvin Ridley? Not with that contract. No, not with that contract. Now, don't get me wrong. I would love to have him back. I Richie wouldn't have left. It's just that his mind was not in Atlanta anymore at that point. And I think it had a lot to do with Julio Jones. Julio Jones I wouldn't say training him, but I would say, coaching him up to become the next guy in Atlanta. And Atlanta ruined that by trading Julio, and I don't think he liked that. So I think after they made that move,
Arthur
kind
Smith
of checked out. Yeah, and Arthur Smith as well. I've heard stories. Yeah, I've heard stories of players not really caring for Arthur Smith, and I couldn't blame him because egotistical, and I don't care too much about those kinds.
Yeah, man. And we seen it. Arthur Smith is who Arthur Smith is, but I do believe that all those things, played a part of Calvin not necessarily being with us and kind of checking out. So did y'all watch that Tampa game? How the rookie stretched the field? Think about him with Penix arm. Yeah. I mean, I feel you. We'll never get a Buka, but I feel you. Like especially at this point, man, it's that kid is different. But Baker Mayfield, it goes with the quarterback as well. Baker Mayfield is making the right plays. The offensive coordinator, you think about it, they're on their third offensive coordinator. So that just lets you know how good the quarterback is for them. That lets you know also how good the coaching staff is, too. I mean, Todd
That also lets you know how bad Cleveland entire organization is. Because Baker Mayfield set the rookie record for touchdown passes, and you still find a way to get rid of him just because he's having a bad season. Find a coach that can coach him and develop him. Try doing that. Until you do that, Cleveland gonna keep having problems. Why? Because they can't keep a consistent coach. The coach they had now, I thought he was okay until he could not coach Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson in Houston was a different type animal. He goes to Cleveland after signing that big contract. He put out the pasture. He ain't nothing now. So yeah, it's all about coaching.
Yeah, that's what it comes down to, bro. I'm telling you, like it really does.
Kenny, appreciate it.
Yeah. Like coaching does matter. It does, bro, and it always will. Don't get me wrong. Talent can sometimes outweigh a little bit of coaching, but just think about when good coaching meets good talent. You start winning a whole bunch of games. You start being more and more relevant. And that's what I want for the Atlanta Falcons. Just continue to move forward. It is the Drake May to Stephon Diggs show for sure.
Right. And see, that's the thing, man. Cool beans. It's all about coaching. And just like Chris said, Eddie Goldman, perfect example. I said last year, a lot of people, they just look at the sacks and look at the way he's doing with tackling. Eddie Goldman made a difference last year in the run game. If he wasn't plugging holes, he was, taking on double team for the linebackers to eat. And that's the type of play you need from your interior line. People always just look at sacks and tackles. No, it's about the type of play you have on the field when it comes to making other players great. And when you can do that, you're doing your job.
Absolutely. So Julio Jones only had 100-yard game after he left Atlanta in 2021 game versus Tennessee at Seattle. 4 catches, 151 yards, and a touchdown. He did nothing the rest of his career. 21, 22, and 2023.
And I'm going to tell y'all, and I'm going to be honest, and I've said this on many occasions, y'all that follow me know this. Julio Jones should have been gone 2 years before he got traded. We know this.
No,
Y'all
you
might not
did.
want to hear it. Y'all
No,
might not
you
want to hear it, but I'm gonna keep it real with y'all like I always do.
no, you
Yeah,
did.
Julio wasn't the same Julio.
And
After
them hamstrings,
2019,
bro.
yeah, after 2019, Julio was done. Let's keep it real.
That's a good question. Alicia Shepherd got. So, are
Yeah,
y'all sold yet on Zach Robinson? I wonder if he's getting credit for Bijan's natural
that's a,
talent.
that's an excellent question. This is gonna be a short right here. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Lisa, I'm gonna be honest with you, and I said this 1,000 times as well. I'm not sold on Zach Robinson mainly because he's the first time being an offensive coordinator. And when you're a first time offensive coordinator, you need your quarterback to lean on for you to help, keep developing, keep, perfecting your craft. And I don't feel like he's gotten to that point where he's, perfecting his craft. So he's still growing. And now that he's with a second year quarterback, they're growing together as if when he was on the field last year
With
with
Kirk Cousins.
Kirk Cousins with his eyes on the field to help him along and help him develop. But now that he has to do it on his own, now you see more struggles. So now he has to go back to the drawing board. He really has to dig in and put his foot in the dirt and just get off the running with these guys. Because when you talk about the quarterback position is the hardest position in sports. And then you have a guy that has to coach them up. And then when they have to coach them up, guess what? We really see who they are. So yeah,
Yeah.
he's growing and he's getting better as time goes. But
But she
I would
asked you,
say
are you sold yet on Zach Robinson? And
simple answer no. Simple
yeah,
answer is no.
and I'm gonna go ahead and just pick it back off of what you were saying, brother. I'm not sold on Zach Robinson yet. And a part of that is because I believe Kirk Cousins was brought in to be somewhat like a player coach for Zach Robinson to be like, okay, all right, is this one right here good enough? Is this right here good enough? No, take that out. This is what I'm seeing. This right here, we can work with this out. So I do believe, one of the reasons why we were 6-3 last year was because of the player coach, Kirk Cousins as well with that first year offensive coordinator. And now, just like you said about it's all on him now. Now we get to see, some really like the magnifying glass being on him and seeing exactly like what he's capable of with, can you develop this quarterback?
Right. Right.
So that's what it's going to be the main thing
See
because
that
that's what's
that
going
goes
to get.
back to what I was saying. Yeah,
That's
that
going to
goes back to what I was saying. Last year he had a quarterback. He didn't have to develop a veteran quarterback. So now that he had to develop a quarterback, now we're going to really see what he can do and what he's made of.
but
But
that's what
again,
gets you the
I'm
jobs
going to
though.
still say, speaking of the job, that's what I'm about to get into. Also, when you look at it, I'm still wondering in the back of his mind, is he worried about that Oklahoma State job? Because that could cloud the judgment as well. Because if you're trying to worry about more than one thing at once, worrying about what's going on in front of you instead of what's behind you, that could be a distraction. So handling the distractions to me will really show me how how much faith we
Well,
should have in him. Just put it
well, I
like that.
will say this: I was watching him, trying to see how engageful he was in this last game. It seemed like he was better locked in. I will say that. I will give him his credit for that. He was more so locked in. But again, there's only one game. And it's been so many times that we've given guys, one game or maybe even 2 games. But, so it's still a long season. We have to see the consistency. Us as Falcon fans, we deserve consistency. So we need to start stringing together games of consistency. And I'm not talking about in the losing way because we know we've done that. We got to start stringing together wins and just good habits here in Atlanta all the way around, brother.
Right. And Ski, um, get back to me at the end of the season, and then we'll have this discussion. The only reason why I say that, if they can turn over from last year, from having that disappointment in the second half of the season, he learned from his mistakes. They start off to a good start this year. Say like they're 6-3 or 7-4 or somewhere in that range, and they pick it up and make a playoff run. Yeah, he could be that coach of the future because he's let me know he can handle adversity. But if he takes another step back and the same thing that happened in late season collapse, I would say no. And the second part of that question, I agree 100%. I think Terry Fontenot has given him everything he needs to succeed. He's put a great team around him. All they got to do is coach it the right way. So I agree with that. But the sad part is Terry might end up being a casualty of war because of what Raheem did, even though he did not hire Arthur Smith and he did not hire Raheem Morris. That was all on Terry, Arthur Blank, and that other guy, Rich McKay. I think that's his name. It's on them. So I think he might end up getting a raw deal because of that. But I absolutely agree. I would not fire Terry because he's done a great job as a GM, put the team together. So hey,
we'll see, brother. I think Terry should stay, but you know how those guilty, but you're guilty by association, man. We'll see, because again, there is no long-term contract in place. I do feel like we can't overlook that there is no contract.
Right, it's last year of his deal, right? And that's that's the only thing.
We cannot overlook that. So it's just like we'll see. I feel like it's almost like just like you just told Ski, man. Wait and see until the end of the year and see where we end up. Hopefully, But I will say, even though he don't have a long-term deal, I would give him another year just to see what he can do. He has earned that. I think if you sign him again, you at least got to give him 2.
Agree.
Because even 1 year, I just don't think will make any sense. I think you have to give Terry at least another 2 years, and if you're not a consistent playoff contender at the end of those 2 years, then okay. Then it's time.
And that's a great point also too, because those 2 years after those 2 years up, Michael Penix will be due for a contract.
Hello. So
Tony Wright, go back and watch my video I did earlier. I talked on this, and Rodney White spoke on this, and he was absolutely correct. He said after watching Jake Brown today, he threw 3 interceptions.
3 of them
terrible. And I mean, that situation is going to get no better. And like I said, man, in that video, look at the NFC North this year. They're struggling. Baltimore is down. Cleveland sucks. Pittsburgh is barely making it. Cincinnati still has a chance to win that division if they bring in a veteran quarterback.
They're not going to give them. They're not going to give us what we want to have, though, man. And that's a first-round pick.
Tony Wright, just Jameis Winston.
Jameis.
I keep saying it.
Famous Jameis. Because Russell not coming here no matter what. I'm telling you.
Think about it. When Mike Evans got to Tampa, Jameis Winston was his quarterback. When he had that career year that he had, Jameis Winston was his quarterback. So imagine Jameis Winston with a Jamar Chase or T. Higgins or Mike Gesicki or even Chase Brown who can catch the ball out of the backfield. That team just keeps moving. But I know Chase Brown is not the answer. He's not the answer.
No, and again, Wilson's not coming here. I'm telling you, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, Zay, absolutely. When Shanahan knew he was going to go out for that 49ers coaching position, I just think he was worried about that and not really focused on the Super Bowl at that point. And it showed in the play calling because God knows Devontae Freeman broke a 50-yard run and never ran the ball again. Who the hell does that?
Oh, man, I have so many theories behind that, man, and why that happened, but it just shouldn't have happened at all, man. It really shouldn't have, because you're talking about a guy who he would have kept running the ball. Devontae Freeman would have been the freaking MVP of the Super Bowl.
Oh, absolutely, easily.
And then my thing is Julio Jones, how in the world in the Super Bowl, regardless of what's happening, I don't care what the coverage is. The stat line that Julio Jones ended with was just appalling. So that's what I'm saying. Like, this is the big game. Ain't no way in the world I'm not having Jet Jones at least with like 5, 6, 7 catches.
Let me tell you about that playbook thing. See, this is the thing about the playbook. The playbook got X amount of plays in it, and at any point, any time, you can switch them plays up to any way you want. Mix them up any way you want. And you can scheme them up to not even look like, what you see in the damn playbook. So at the end of the day, it's just coaching lost that game. Coaching lost the game. They didn't adjust. I know you, man, when he returned that Robert Alford returned that interception, I just knew we had our first Super Bowl. And they should have been thinking the same thing. How do we keep them, off the field? And common sense would tell you run the football. You were doing it, handily. So yeah, it's coaching.
Definitely, man. So yeah, at the end of the day, bro, that's water under the bridge. I hate to always bring it up, but all right, well, I hope that we.
Man, it don't bother me no more. I've been over
Yeah,
that shit
yeah, it's all
2 months after it happened. Cause I mean, it's just a game. At the end of the day, it hurt, but it's just a game.
Have you watched
And
the
like
Super Bowl since? Have you watched that
I don't
Super
watch it
Bowl
about. I don't watch it 4, 5, 6, 7 times. It don't bother me like that no more.
7
I
times?
just look at it as we just blew it, point blank. Period.
I've watched it in its entirety only one time, but I've seen probably like the third and fourth quarter, maybe about 5 times.
I watched the whole thing about 5, 6, 7 times. It don't
Yeah,
bother me. So like I said, hey,
it's over with. Ain't nothing I can do about it
yeah,
anyway.
it's over with. It's part of history. People can bring it up, but that don't bother me either. Because guess what? Some teams still ain't made a Super Bowl.
Yeah, still ain't.
Ski, I'm gonna be telling you, if they try and do that, they set themselves up for failure. Arch need another year in college, and he needs somebody that can help develop him because Sarkisian definitely not that guy.
Man, old Stark. Old Stark.
They lost to a Florida team with much less talent and got almost blown out. They did come back, but that game shouldn't have been close, man. It shouldn't have been nowhere near that close.
No, I agree.
But yeah, man. But
Yeah.
another great pop-up show, man. Not a great pop-up show, man. We had to come through and talk to y'all since we hadn't seen y'all all week. Y'all know I was still putting out video, but I was also taking a break. I didn't put out as many videos this week because I needed my bye week too. But I still had to put out some content. So y'all know I was still alive and kicking. But we will be back Tuesday, man, for the Buffalo preview. And I will also have my 3 key to victory Tuesday. And if any news drop during the week, I got y'all, man. But Chris, you know what to do.
Oh yeah, man. At the end of the day, it's all about Smitty and Chris UGA destroy Kentucky. What's y'all reaction to that game? Not surprised at all.
They won the game they were supposed to win.
Yeah.
And they should have beat Alabama, but they beat themselves.
Yeah. Yep. Honestly, I felt like they was going to bounce back in that game anyway. It was the perfect alley-oop, to be honest. And they're simply just a better team than Kentucky. So they just got to stay focused moving forward. They can't really worry about what other teams are doing. They just got to continue to win. And I feel like everything else will work itself out as far as like playoffs and everything. So, yeah.
Facts. Appreciate you, Shane, man. Appreciate you, Shane, man. Come through, man. Miss talking to you, my brother.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Yeah, man. Y'all can find me A1 Forever Sports. That's the platform on YouTube. Hey, man, come over, like, comment, and subscribe. I know I'm working on some things over at A1 Forever. Actually, like, I've been revamping my channel and doing different things. So, like, about to start rolling out some more of these pre-recorded videos. Like my brother Smitty. He's been telling me for like the last 3 months, but it just been trying to get my work schedule and everything together because, like, at the end of the day, unfortunately, sports is not quite the primary just yet, but working on it. So again, come on over, like help. Yeah, man, that's what I'm saying. Man, come on over there, help me get there by helping like, comment, and subscribe, and help get me out there in their algorithm so more people can find out about A1 Forever Sports. Also, catch me on the Hawks Digest as well. Just putting out some videos right now, so revolving around training camp. That's where we're at right now for the Atlanta Hawks. So I'm ready for the Hawks to be back. I'm ready for the optimism. I'm ready. In a minute, we're gonna have Hawks back tomorrow. So again, we got to get ready for that as well. 22nd, I believe we have the Toronto Raptors. That's going to be the start of the season, right around the corner. And I believe it's a Hawks event coming up this week too. I believe on Thursday the 9th, I'm gonna see about trying to get down there for that. Because it's time to ramp up the Hawks content, just like Falcons are gonna be. We're gonna be knee deep in the season for that. So just come on by, man. At the end of the day, and Twitter A1 Forever, Instagram A1 Forever, and the real A1 Forever on TikTok, man. Smitty.
Yeah, quick
Here, man.
update, man. Antonio Gibson, man, he crying as he walked out the field, so I'm guessing he got a torn
Yeah.
ACL. So
Yeah. So
prayers
you
up to
seen
him,
that
man.
hit? You seen that
Yeah,
hit?
but his foot got planted in the ground before somebody hit him,
He
and
did.
and that hit just made it worse.
Yep.
But yeah, man, it's just something to see, man. But yeah, man, y'all know where to catch me, Smitty Sports Machine, on YouTube at FatBoySnell_21 on Twitter, because y'all know I'll be over there blowing it up. That's how I do it. And again, man, if y'all didn't check out my video earlier about Roddy White's comments on the Falcons getting a call from the Bengals, I absolutely think that should happen sooner rather than later because the Bengals can save their season. But hey, what do I know? I'm just a Falcon fan. But yeah, man, for my boy A1 Forever and me, your boy Smitty Sports Machine, say I'm into this damn game.
I was about to say, who are you, sir?
But yeah, man, prayers out to Antonio Gibson, man. Prayers for a speedy recovery, full and speedy recovery. But yeah, man, we'll see them Buffalo Bills on Monday night, and we'll see y'all Tuesday. Tuesday at 8 p.m. for our preview show. And we'll see you then, man. We're gonna holler. Peace.
Peace.